What's up, YouTube? Get that in there. This is a TentacleFan's version of Golgari Midrange. It uses Unholy Annex and Professor Delian Fell in order to have a sort of inevitability engine of life drain surrounding it, that 2 combo package from Standard, and Sheoldred the Apocalypse, which is a card, of course, everybody loves to hate upon from previous iterations of Standard. All in all, this list is utilizing a lot of Golgari good stuff to get advantages on the battlefield, get mana advantages thanks to cards like Badger Mole Cub, which is another Standard all-star, and then be able to just grind your opponents out with that mid-range black game plan of hand disruption combined with a bunch of spot removal and things like that. We have multiple copies of Fatal Push in the main deck, Thoughtseize. These are staples of Black X decks in Pioneer. This deck in and of itself is utilizing a full playset of those in the main deck. We talked already about the Badger Mole Cubs and things, but we also have multiple copies of Abrupt Decay. 4 copies of Abrupt Decay right now seems to be really, really good in the current position of Pioneer. It kills basically all of the talents that people are going to be playing. It kills so many of the creatures that people are playing. It kills everything from the Selesnya Company deck, and they can't be countered. Sure, you can airbend things, you can plot them, but it just kind of comes back later. So Abrupt Decay, unanswerable way to remove the most powerful cards in the format right now, or some of the most powerful cards in the format, the most commonly played ones specifically. Along the lines of threats in the deck, we are a little light on threats at the beginning, but playing Badger Mole Cub and ramping ourselves up means that we can play multiple threats in later turns. Graveyard Trespasser helps us deal with all the decks that are going to be putting things in the graveyard. Lessons decks, Pheonix decks, any sort of reanimation style type decks. Graveyard Trespasser is going to gain us incremental advantages there, put our opponent on the back foot, and most importantly, the drain effect from Graveyard Trespasser can be anywhere from 2 to 4 life if you have Professor Delian Fell's ultimate emblem on the battlefield. We have Sentinel of the Nameless City. This is going to be a stone wall that generates advantage off of your map tokens. You're putting +1/+1 counters on things. You're getting all the extra lands off the top of your deck because we do have 25 of those in this list. All in all, you're also allowing some of your cards to survive removal spells like Scorching Shot and Lightning Axe if you have access to these maps. It's also a house against the plethora of aggro decks that we're going to be seeing in Pioneer. Emeritus of Abundance is something I'm a little skeptical of, but I do like the ability to regrowth basically any of our removal spells from early game. If we are a little more haphazard with our Sheoldreds and Professor Delian Fells, Emeritus can come down the next turn and rebuy it with regrowth on turn 5, or even earlier if we have a Badger Mole Cub that somehow is still active and the rest of our things haven't died quite yet. So Emeritus is an interesting card to try out. I'll see if I've been impressed with it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Sheoldred, all-star of the format. Professor Delian Fell, all-star of the format. Culling Ritual, at a glance, looks like it's a Nombo with our Badger Mole Cubs, but if we ramp things out with our Badger Mole Cubs, tap our lands in order to float mana or use that mana from our lands to cast Culling Ritual against Prowess decks, against Lessons decks with like the VV stuff and tokens, against a lot of the aggro decks of the format, against any of the artifact shenanigans decks that we're going to see, Culling Ritual will generate a huge amount of net mana advantage, leave you all of your lands for the turn, so at least 4 mana or something, mana like that. In addition to everything you've killed, you can slam Professor, activate both sides of an Unholy Annex in the same exact turn. It slices, it dices, it does everything. And yeah, we have the Unholy Annexes. They're hiding out under here. I kind of forgot that they were underneath the side of it there. But this is another format all-star, being able to drain your opponents, draw extra cards, have that inevitability. It's a very, very powerful effect. We also have the ability to create a 6/6 demon. With all the boomerang basics and into the flawed mobs floating around, I don't anticipate this being a supercharged way to play the card, but it's something you can do in a pinch against some of the more red-based aggro decks. Sideboard, we are going to be playing kind of a plethora of all sorts of specialty mono black or black X mid-range cards. Duresses specifically for the control matches and things that we're going to be having a little bit more difficulty dealing with threats in the hand. Rave Enfeeblement actually works very good against Greasefang decks and all of the decks that have those discard to give your things indestructible. This gives -4, -1, and if it's white, it gives it -4, -4, so it's a huge breakpoint for all of those creatures in the Greasefang shells. Sheoldred's Edict helps against those singleton threat decks, or if they're playing a bunch of Storm Chasers talent tokens and one big threat, it gets rid of the big threat while it doesn't matter how many tokens are on the battlefield. Go Blank, great against control decks, great against Pheonix decks, great against Greasefang decks. Love this card to death. Withering Curse as a board wipe replaces like the Languishes and the Deadly Cover-Ups and everything. Because this list specifically is using Infusion extremely well, you have so much incidental life gain, and you have so much access to just life gain in your deck as a main game plan with Professor and Shieldred. You are going to be able to turn this into a 3-mana damnation basically at any point in time. Very good against a plethora of decks that play to the board. Then we have Invoke Despair. Love this card to death. The mid-range Mirror Breaker. This is so good against those other Black X mid-range decks. It houses control decks. Really love to see this card being played in sideboards. You can bring it in as a replacement for Professor in decks where Professor's not going to stick or it's under too much of a threat. You can bring this in against the Black X mirror matches. Completely house like Kaito decks and things like that. So Invoke Despair. Love the 3 of them in this sideboard plan from TentacleFan. Then an additional Culling Ritual. We talked about the power of this card. And then additional Graveyard Hate in the form of Unlicensed Tourist. We can crew it with our Badgermole Cub, so I like it a little bit better over some of the other access to Graveyard Hate. I like it more as a repeatable offense, especially against Lessons decks and things like that, or decks are going to want to utilize the graveyard for multiple things over time, as opposed to like a Soul Guide Lantern and a one-shot type thing. Combine the Unlicensed Tourist with your Graveyard Trespasser, and you're never going to run out of ways to deal with your opponent's graveyard. That's the Black X mid-range deck, or the Black-Green mid-range deck. I'm taking it into a challenge. It's going to be 6 rounds. We're going to see how we do, so stick around. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's been a hot minute since we've had a stream. It's actually been a long time since I've played Magic in general. As a matter of fact, I think the last time I actually played was a draft that I did with my team at Pro Tour Secrets of Strixhaven. So what's up, Optimus Tom here. If you're joining in on the Twitch stream live, I hadn't have time between getting home and registering a list and everything to do like a quick TLDR of the deck I'm playing. If you're watching this on YouTube, you actually caught it. We're playing Golgari mid-range. It did wind up winning. This isn't the greatest hand of all time, but if we draw one more land, we're in business. So I think we are just going to keep this one just to see what's going on. Haven't played Pioneer in a hot minute. Haven't played Magic the Gathering in a while either. So it's going to be a learning experience for all of us. Though it does look like not a lot has changed since I've played, so we already wind up having, you know, our opponents playing specifically Prowess style things. So we did wind up having Golgari win both of the polls, both over on YouTube as well as over on social media. See, I drew my card to get another Abrupt Decay. We're just going to play a tapped Overgrown Tomb, and we will pass the turn. And then probably do the same thing over here. Got to make sure everybody knows that the stream is live, so I'll be doing that while this happens. So apologies if you are on YouTube and you just see me looking down on my phone for a hot minute. All right, so opponent just plays a land and passes. Well, we haven't hit land number 3 quite yet, which will be a little problematic. I'm really enjoying the combination of Professor and Unholy Annex, even though I don't think it's very strong in Standard. I think when you throw things like Shieldred into the mix, it becomes pretty powerful. And then having the additional life gain angle of just really solid mid-range cards like Graveyard Trespasser and things like that, it's pretty cool. I don't really know what's going on with what opponent is doing here unless you're on some sort of creativity type thing, but I think it might just be better to try to slam. We have double Annex, and maybe like that's the thing that we want to wind up slamming, but we'll have to wind up seeing. Am I actually hearing myself twice? That might be a little unfortunate. Let's mute my microphone over here. There we go. Oh, I had my Twitch stream open. That's what it was. Okay, cool. So we can still hear myself that way. Let's see. I think we just cast the Unholy Annex side of this into any sort of open counter magic. We see what's going on with our opponent. Yeah, so they have, it'll quench you. So we are just playing against some lessonsy stuff. I don't want to conceal the game. I just want to yield to next end step. Got consider. Awesome. And then we are tapped out, so we'll just yield till next end step and continue posting on social media. But, oh, opponent doesn't actually find another land. So if we find a land here, that's pretty nice for us. Could play one of our 2 professors. Believe we have an emeritus in our list as well. So that'll work out for us too. I had monitoring enabled, so that was probably why I was hearing myself. All right, let's just go with. It's not the greatest plan in the world into a bunch of open mana, but we'll play Professor, see what happens, see if we could just drain them of their quenches and everything. Okay, so we'll get it put back in our hand. They get to learn. They got themselves an Accumulate Wisdom. Pretty good for them. We don't really have a response to that, so let's just keep going. I'm just kind of learning, getting back into the fray, so. All right, so land go. So we can just play the Professor that they know that they've put back into our hand. We could also try to slam an Annex or a Graveyard Trespasser. Now that we know that if they quench it, we can pay for the mana. Pretty interested in doing this so that if it'll quench it, we can pay for it. If not, we can start eating their lessons from their graveyard for the Accumulate Wisdom that they've picked up. They have double quench, like good on them. Abandon attachments. No response. See if they draw a hard counter spell. Maybe they have Essence Scatter or something in their list. Cool. They are going to play the Accumulate Wisdom now so that they still get the full value. So it kind of stinks for us, but hey. We're eventually going to be able to eat away their graveyard. And at least we have something on the battlefield now. We do have Day-Night, the best mechanic known to Magic the Gathering, and we have an Abrupt Decay, although they don't really have a lot of things for us to interact with Abrupt Decay. So we do have Gran. 3 damage to any target and learn. I think we'll just take this opportunity to just kill Gran, do a little bit of thing that we can. The downside is that they were able to just get their Accumulate Wisdom into the yard, kill our Trespasser, and they pick up yet another Accumulate Wisdom. But thankfully they can't play it because they don't have a Gran anymore. Alright, next turn. So we can do a couple of things here. I think with this land draw, we can play Professor, hold up Abrupt Decay. We can play Unholy Annex, hold up Abrupt Decay. We can play the Ritual Chamber side of this, which as they're tapped out, I think I want to try to slam that. I think if they wind up having a response to our demon, that's fine. They can just bounce it or something. But now if I want to play the Unholy Annex side of things, like sure, like they bounce it with a Boomerang Basics. We know that that's an idea that they had, but now our Unholy Annex is down, and if we draw a land, we can unlock it and play Professor. And if not, we can just unlock it. Cool. So we have Overgrown Tomb. Shock that in. We'll do green. No, we're gonna undo that. We want green, we want black, and we want 1, 2. So let's play Professor, see what they're gonna do. We can always pay for this instead of activating our Unholy Annex. Get your Accumulate Wisdom. It's the third one that they've had. The second one they discarded, obviously. But okay. Let's just go up. Gain 3 life. Are they going to Boomerang Basics us? That's fine. We can unlock the Annex. We get to draw a card end of turn. Sure, we lose some life, but like whatever. There's their Storm Chaser's talent. Oh, and we got our Mutavault too, so now we have a demon. They Boomerang Basics on our Professor. Sure, no response. So being able to buy it back is a little annoying. They're not buying it back. All right. Let's play the Mutavault. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, so we can still do everything that we want. Play a Professor again. Cool. It's Abrupt Decay now. Might as well do this too. So you burn it. Okay, cool. No response. Cool. So we lose 2 life at the end of the day. We lose our land. It's not the worst thing. Get a Blooming Marsh. And it's their turn. I mean, they've had a ton of cards in hand. They're down to 5. They've drawn looked at 13 more cards than we have. And we're still doing pretty solid. Let's just deal till next end step. It's a lot of mana. All right, Improvisation Capstone. That's a little unfortunate. What are they going to wind up doing? Divide by 0 is annoying here. Bouncing our Annex is pretty annoying for us. Also, apologies. I was doing training classes all day at work, like being the trainer. So if my voice cuts out and I gotta drink stuff or snacky snack, that's why. Did they? Interesting. I guess they think I'm gonna kill myself off of my own thing. I'm like kind of interested in just drawing a card, but at the same time, I think I'm just gonna draw a card. Actually, I have to get the value out of it now. All right, unfortunately, we just draw a land. It's like being able to play something, gain life or whatever. But like now, like they've gone super far up on cards in hand, and I'm just trying to like kind of keep things on parity. They have this improvisation capstone that's going to be going off the whole game as well. There's their VV, so they have their way to win the game now. I'll just yield for now. Let's see what they have. There's their otter. All right, get your boomerang back. There we go. How big do we make the VV? Alright, so we have 4, 5, 6 mana. Alright, just goes to end step. I swear those are buff decays. Would have been nice, but I was using them early. We're not drawing a ton. Guess we might be dead if we can't get rid of this VV, so might as well draw a card. Alright, unfortunately, did not work out for us that game. However, now it's time to see what we want to do. So, don't know if I want these calling rituals just because they don't have a ton of permanence on the battlefield. Think we do wind up wanting different ways to deal with graveyard stuff and cards in hand. Interested on the Invoke Despairs as well. Terra Sunder, I mean, they have talents and things like that. I don't think I'm super priced into that. Really like all my Abrupt Decays. They deal with basically everything. My Fatal Pushes feel a little bit weak. I might go down on all of those. I'm wondering if the Sentinel is needed in this circumstance. Fatal Pushes, it still kills Vivi, but I think I need to like work harder to make that work there. I think I basically want to try to just be a little bit bigger. So I think I'm also taking out the Sentinels, and then I'm somewhere in maybe these two Invoke. Like I might just be a slow deck, and then I can just play like Regrowth for Invoke or Regrowth for other stuff. So let's just try doing it like this. I want to keep my Mon Acceleration in. I want to play a little bit of interaction. I might be doing this wrong, but again, we're learning. We haven't played for a hot minute. Let's submit. Oh, I did win the die roll. All right, so we have Overgrown Tomb, Thoughtseize, Mutavault, Unlicensed. Let's keep this. Looking pretty solid. Let's turn one. Oh, mulligan to 5. Turn 1 Thoughtseize is going to do wonders here. Assuming they have, you know, good cards to Thoughtseize away. Could it be 5 lands? All right, Combustion Technique, Quantum Riddler, Boomerang Basics, Consider. I don't have an answer for the Riddler. That's probably their best card to kind of get things back into parity. Combustion Technique to get rid of our Badger Mole is a little bit annoying. So I could get rid of Combustion Technique. That would save my Badger Mole Cub for next turn, in which case if I draw a land, I'll have 4 for Professor. Then I had to deal with this Quantum Riddler at some point. I think I'm okay with that. Let's just try that. This could be wrong. I could have probably just taken Quantum Riddler and then, like, they have a bunch of card draw, though. If they draw, like, a Torch the Tower or whatever, sure. It's not as great for me anyway. Tapped land is not the greatest either. Earthbend here. Warp a Riddler. Oh, okay, so they drew in a Braid. That's moderately annoying for us, but we're okay. We'll just play our tap Restless Cottage, throw down our Unlicensed Hearse, and then just immediately eat away the 2 lessons. So unknown Boomerang Basics Quantum Riddler. Even the Warped Riddler, sure. Bounce it back to hand. They draw a card. Pretty nice synergy. And I think now we just slam our Professor. Oh, and we have Shieldred. Slam Professor. Make them deal with it. You want to keep the Shieldred so that they have an answer for Professor, sure. There's a Ral. This does hit Planeswalkers, so if we hit a land, we can get rid of Ral. It's pretty nice. Land would be fantastic right now. Humph. Untap land. Not quite. Goblink's not the worst, though. So if we go blank, they don't have a land. I think we want to cap their Ral, though, so I think we just emblem our Professor, throw out Shieldred, and make them deal with it. So they'll draw, lose 2 life. Do they want to activate Ral? Do they want to play land Quantum Riddler? And then we still... Land Quantum Riddler wouldn't be bad. They take 2 damage from drawing a card, and we still have the opportunity to draw an untapped land. If we draw an untapped land, then we have the ability to just invoke Despair, and they'll be tapped out for the Riddler. It's pretty good. They still have Riddler in hand because of the Boomerang basics, so they could also warp the Riddler. A couple of things that they could do. So let's see here. What you gonna do? Opponent? Where'd they go? That's right, they still have more time on the clock than me. At the same time, I'm just like shuffling up a standard list that I put together that I haven't played quite yet, which is like Ouroboros Roots version of this deck in standard. Maybe try it out at Card Art in the near future, but we'll see. I just love my Insidious Roots. I'm actually excited. Okay, so we are taking a bunch of damage. So they are going to lose 6 off of this. Then if Shieldred survives, they'll lose another 2. So they're effectively at 10 unless they find an answer. Like they have to be digging for a Shieldred answer at this point. It's Grand and Abandoned attachments, so they probably did wind up finding something, so. It's fat damage, though. What do we got? Tapping 3. This is a divide by 0. Don't know if I turned this animation off or not. I'm like paranoid that my internet died. Genius Inspiration. Targeting my overgrown tomb. All right. No response to that. They get a loyalty counter on Ral. So they haven't played a land. So it could be them baiting out an attack on my professor to then play a spell that deals damage and kills my Shieldred. It's fine, you can enter tapped. So they've tapped an extra mana here. They're gonna Boomerang Basics my Shieldred, sure. Okay, so they were just making sure that they could connect with their Otter on my professor. I think that's okay. Drawing an untapped land still wrecks their game plan here. End step, we'll eat the Boomerang Basics, and we'll eat the Bandit attachments. Untap land? Not quite. So then, I think at this point, again, we just slam Shieldred. They could have a spell, so we got rid of this. They have Quantum Riddler and 2 unknowns. Throwing down on Holy Annex doesn't really do anything. Really hoping for an untapped land. Invoke Despair, getting the token and the Row would have been pretty sick. Immediately tapping 3. All right, so divide by 0, bounce. That's fine. We'll just yield until next end step. What are they going to learn for? Is it just a Boomerang Basics? Kind of annoying if that's the case. It'll quench ya. So they're just going to keep 2 mana up to counter my Shieldred. That's annoying too because now I need to draw a land to even resolve a Go Blank. And I can't play Invoke Despair. Play a Professor. I think the safest play is just Go Blank. They counter it, sure. We get rid of their quench that we know they have. Okay, yeah, they're going to quench it. It's a little annoying because Ral is getting very close to ultimating, and he could ultimate this turn. We know one of their cards in hand is Quantum Riddler, so they will draw. They could warp Riddler and have spells. They draw warp Riddler, have spell. That's pretty annoying. We've had the answer to Ral in our hand this entire game. We just haven't drawn our 5th land. Having it on curve would have been sick. All right, so they're tapping out for Riddler, which is fine. So they have 3 unknowns in hand. Alrighty. Otters are getting big now too. potentially hit us for a large amount. Yeah, Ral's at 9. Yikes. Eat. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Ral just pops off with one more spell. Still didn't find a land, so we can't invoke Despair here. Even then, Triple Otter, one spell gets us to 6 plus 4. 2 spells kills us. So, like, I don't even know how much Shieldred... I don't even know if Shieldred saves us in this case. Especially if they have the answer, forget about it. End step. Little unlucky. Just seems like they had a mulligan to 5, and it looks like that we just did not. We hit the combustion technique. They drew the answer to our Badger Mole Cub. It was a little frustrating. If we hit the Quantum Riddler, I don't know if it matters too much since they were still able to just draw very, very well. Riddler Boomerang Basics, I guess, would have been prevented. But now we have to see what they have in hand. Because if they don't have great spells, then we can potentially kill them. But if they do have good spells, then we're just dead this turn. Get rid of Shieldred, cast one more spell, we're dead. It's like Divide by 0, Combustion Technique. Right, this is interesting. They may just be pricing us into a block that is just unfavorable. Sure. No response. Do they have a combustion technique in their sideboard that they can tutor for? There's a firebending lesson that works. They have like an abrade or something too. We'll just crew our unlicensed hearse. So the Ral can ult though, which is awful for us because now they have like infinite looks at stuff. And we're probably just dead. Yep, we're dead. Cool. GG. All right. We weren't able to do much that game, unfortunately. I think we misplayed game number 1 a bit, not holding on to Abrupt Decays or anything for the VV that they eventually found. We also had a bit of a hard time just finding our lands in that game. We went up in the amount of mana that our spells were casting. We took out some like fatal pushes and stuff. We put in duresses. We had 1 mana stuff, but we had turn 1 Thoughtseize, and they were on a mulligan to 5. And then we had turn 2 Badger Mole Cub, and we took the thing that kills our Badger Mole Cub, and then they drew another answer to our Badger Mole Cub. So we didn't have the Cub mana to play our turn 4 spells on turn 3. So we just wound up having like a lazy unlicensed first turn. Sure, it did save against some of the actual lessons that they were playing, but it didn't wind up... we didn't have enough lands to really keep up the flow of things. All right, we won a die roll. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I'll play Foist. All right. Oh, our card went away. Why did our preview card go away? There we go. Have an Overgrown Tomb. We have Castable Spell. We don't necessarily have the 3rd mana to get places, but hey, we didn't learn from game number 1. Let's keep. Alrighty. Oh, if this person is playing the humans list that Cavern on Humans wanted me to play, I'm going to be a little sad. I'll be happy that someone else is playing it, but I'll be a little sad that I didn't play it and that now I'm running into it. I'm just going to hit the Kithian now. If they're playing an aggro match and I don't draw my land next turn, I really want to make sure I don't run into something like this aspirant. Recruitment officer is a little annoying as well. Extraction specialist can get anything back, which is a little annoying. But I think I just need to get rid of the thing that's going to start accruing them value now. Got the officer and the initiate. Our calling rituals will be really good in this list. Great. And now we can just play Merfolk. Give us a map and go. And now if we don't hit our land, we can map for Shieldred. We can get mana for Terrace Under. There's the Extraction Specialist, Plains, and Mutavault. Put a counter on something. They put a counter on the Initiate to train. Oh no, they're just putting it straight on the Specialist. That's fine. Land would be nice. Fatal Push would be nice. Graveyard Trespassers. Not great. Would have been nice to have that instead of Sentinel. Let's just map. See what we get. Boseshu. And play Boseju. This is the card I needed to hit. I messed up there. Do we play another 3-4 or do we play... Just gonna Graveyard Trespasser, eat the Kithian. So this is just super profitable for them. That unlocks this to attack. This attacking at this point is going to be frustrating, but I have the way to deal with it. See if they spread out their counters or not. I don't think they're going to. Okay, they are. I'm interested in this attack. I think I just block with this one. So this opens up. What do they have? Protection spell? No? Okay. Combat damage happens. Adeline follow-up? No, Adeline would have been played pre-combat. Nothing. Alright, let's go to nighttime. This is 2, 3, 4. So like you could kill my sentinel, but let's get ourselves a map. Iganjo, that's unfortunate. Okay. We'll still get our map. Now, do I want to play Emeritus and map token? I think I just want to play Shieldred. It's like Emeritus and map token finds a land. Untapped land lets me play Thoughtseize. Don't think that's what I want to do. Let's see. I think I just slammed the Shieldred, thinking about it a little bit too hard. Shields are just super solid against them still. And then next turn, I can always kill this. Gives me a chance to draw a fatal push and then just map tokens the fatal push. And that should be it, right? Yeah, cool. All right, I'll take a fatal push. Now I could high roll and map token find a land, and then I can terrace under after that. If I map token and I don't find a land, then I can't Unholy Annex with Mutavault to drain. If I play Unholy Annex, activate Mutavault to drain, I'm probably priced into blocking Shieldred. But if I find untapped land, I can play Emeritus and regrow the Shieldred. But then I also get rid of their Extraction Specialist, which is nice. So guess we'll do that. Try to high roll it a wee bit. Combat. Attackers. Okay. End step. Mutavault itself. Draw some cards, gain some life. So we also don't have to block the Extraction Specialist now. Now we have map token fatal push. Oh, getting rid of the map token's annoying though. Adeline too, yikes. Adeline is something I really kind of want to kill. Okay, no response to training, no response to that. Let's declare our blockers. This is 1, 2, 3, 8. Just go here. Nice. Probably need to get rid of Adeline. While they're tapped out, just in case. Kill Adeline. Pass your attackers. Go to end step. Mutavault itself. Gain 4 life. Find a land, but it's tapped. Ooh, second aspirant is annoying. We may have to pull the trigger on something here. If they put 2 counters on things, it gets really frustrating for us. I think we're killing this. We could always trade Shieldred. The problem is we can't rebuy it right away. They put the counter on anything but the Extraction Specialist. We just block the highest power thing. So Officer or Mutavault. Okay. Put a counter on the human token. I want to kill their lands. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're not dead. Block here. to end step. My turn. All right, I got another Abrupt Decay. I can play this. Now I can Abrupt Decay here. That unlocks the Luminarch, but I'm good on that for now. Go to my end step. Mutavault itself. Get a card. Go to 7. Not quite. Okay, cool. All right. We want Withering Curse. You want Culling Ritual. And we want Ray of Enfeeblements. We don't really want these Thought Seizes. They worked okay for us, but not the greatest. This Terra Sunder doesn't look the greatest either. We're just putting in straight removal for disruption and those kinds of things. Shieldred Edict might be something that we want to think about playing, but it's very selective in a deck that makes tokens and everything, so I think we are just running it this way. We have a Cub, we have an Abrupt Decay, we have a Shieldred. We can cast our Shieldred on turn 3 if our Badgermole Cub survives. Don't think this is bad. Recruitment Officer, sure. Fatal Push. Nah, ooh, Culling Ritual. I like the sound of that. Yield until next end step. Go. Yield until next end step. Thalia's Lieutenant. Owie. Our turn. If they play one more, if my Badgermole Cub survives and they play one more thing, I can Culling Ritual their board. If I get Portable Hold, ooh, that kind of sucks for us. Culling Ritual only gets 3 here. Fortress mana value 2 or less. Yeah, they kind of have to hit the Culling Ritual. There's an interesting block where I sacrifice my Badgermole Cub, but I don't think that's it, Chief. So we're just going to say, okay, take the damage, and just play a shield, one of our many Shieldreds. Now, if they make an attack that's favorable to trade with their Badgermole Cub, I might do it. Well, not anymore. They have a Dauntless Bodyguard. But they are running out of cards fast. So they can protect their Thalia's Lieutenant. Let me think. So that makes sense. If I block here, they trade their thing off. I just have land new Shieldred. If I don't do that, I take 6. And then I can do land Abrupt Decay Graveyard Trespasser. Is that better? If I do this, I only take 3. I still have Shieldred, and I can just play Abrupt Decay their Spellbinder. Right? Because next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't cast this yet. Let's see what happens. That makes sense. Oh, and then they kill the Shieldred. That's fine, because now I can just recast new Shieldred. Like, I'm good with that, I think. Or I could just blow up their whole board. My bad. I forgot. Now they have one card. Oh, that one's pretty good. Get back to Thalia's Lieutenant. Yeah, pretty solid. All right, but we do have replacement Shieldred, and we just hope that their last card is not another extraction specialist. Coppercoat Vanguard, not that bad. Another Coppercoat Vanguard. Whoo, a 6/3. Well, if we kill that, this can attack. I think I just do this. If I draw a land, that's good. It's land culling ritual. Ooh, not quite culling ritual. Professor, gain 3 life. Professor, draw a card, lose a life. Professor, destroy Thalia's Lieutenant. Can I actually? I don't think I can do that, right? They have ward. Oh, I could play Graveyard Trespasser. That becomes a block for Extraction Specialist or any of the Coppercoat Vanguards. I guess if I do... Graveyard Trespasser... Eat Dauntless Bodyguard. No attacks. Okay, okay, cool. And now we play the just survive. Killing Extraction Specialist, top decking a land would be great. I think I just trade. If I top deck a land, they're donezo. Wandering Emperor. Put a 1/1 counter on it. That's annoying. Owie. Okay. Land. Untapped land, preferably. Not an untapped land. Okay. Now we're a little pressed for things. Right, because this costs 6. If I play Professor, draw a card. Ooh, alright, I just need to survive. That's problematic. It's a human. That's 10. There's 8. It's another 3 from here. Response. Sure. Alright, so this is only 8 going at Professor. That's also going at Professor. So I need to block here. Keep Professor alive. Cool. Let's gain 3 life. All right, they have 0 cards in hand and a Wandering Emperor. They have a Naked Dauntless Bodyguard and a Wandering Emperor. Let's go. Destroy target creature. Let's go. Abrupt Decay. Let's go. Activate. Combat. Swing at Emperor. Alright, we did it. Nice. Sick life. Alright, who are we against? Addicted. Let me get my card preview back. Addicted chooses to play first. Good luck, have fun, Addicted. We have 5 lands and 2 spells, and a lot of our spells are on the top end of our curve, so I'm going to mulligan this. This is a little bit better. We have action. We can put back one of these lands, probably the Takanuma, and we have 1, 2, 3. So we are going to keep this very, very juicy looking hand. And we play against Lessons again. Could be Pheonix. Doesn't have to be Lessons. All right, Thoughtseize. That probably changes things. And by changes things, I mean gives us a turn 1 play besides holding up mana. Yes, so we are up against Pheonix. So we will very happily take this Artist Talent out of your hand. Do that. Yield until next end step. Perfect. You can use your Opt. Get rid of one of these. Nice Yargle art. Love it. Oh, sorry. You're waiting for me. So there is a Lightning Axe in hand. So if I play this Badger Mole Cub, it's definitely going to get Lightning Axe, but that does prevent my opponent from just slamming Picklock Prankster. There's nothing preventing them from like Picklock Prankster and then Lightning Axe and Treasure Cruise or something like that. But I don't really have a play that does anything for my board that plays around that. So I think I am just going to play the Badger Mole Cub. There's the Free the Fae. So yeah, they put a Pheonix in the graveyard. They get back a Sleight of Hand. Right? Yeah, Sleight of Hand. Got that. So now they have the ability to opt Sleight of Hand Lightning Axe and discard whatever they draw. Tom! Must be nice, MTGA. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for watching. And thanks so much for just supporting Tom. What's going on? Hey, there's a sleight of hand. I guess they do have to find land. If they don't, okay, second sleight of hand. That might have been the sleight of hand they had in hand before earlier, actually. Dig for land, and they just play ops. They get Pheonix back. It's pretty solid for them. Thank you. Yeah. The standard videos have been really good. I'm definitely having a lot of fun going through a lot of the metagame analysis stuff. On the flip side, a little disappointed that standard season is ending and the enthusiasm for standard has kind of died down because of it. It's been a lot of kind of the same stuff as well, so I can't really blame people for that, but I really have enjoyed how standard has been playing out. I've been enjoying playing it. I'm going to play hopefully some on Thursday this week as well. Probably at my LGS, not online, but we shall see. All right, so I have the ability here to play a professor. I know that my opponent has a lightning axe in hand, plus like an infinity amount of things. So the hardest thing for them to do is to deal with the professor. They need to play land in 3/1 mana spells to have this Arclight Pheonix connect. So I think what I'm just going to do is, I'm just gonna play my Verge, play my Professor. There we go. And then I'll gain my life and threaten just to have the Professor on board. And might as well just swing with this Cub. It's not doing much on defense. And boom. And there's like an argument for playing Sentinel holding up Fatal Push, but they have Lightning Axe. I really don't want them to play that. I really want them to have that ability. They can Lightning Axe my Badger Mole Cup anyway. It's not really a super preventative thing, but I don't think it really progresses the board. And this Professor can just ultimate next turn. So now they really have to dig to find their third land and Arclight Pheonix this turn. All right, so they have a second Pheonix in their graveyard. Oh, Treasure Cruise. Oh, brutal. Treasure Cruise, and I think they just have this opt in hand. Oh, man. All right, Professor's going to go down to 1. Yeah. Brutal. Imagine if this is a Shieldred. You got it. Caca! Coming at the prof. Coming at the prof. Ain't got nothing that can block that. Prof goes to 1. Alrighty. Opponent still has 6 cards in hand. So like there was a line where I could just like get a map, Fatal Push something away. I think I'm just drawing a card with Prof first off. Okay, Thoughtseize. Not the greatest thing to run into the Pheonix deck. What do we got? We have 4 potential mana. So we could play Sentinel Thoughtseize. We could play Sentinel Fatal Push for when our Professor goes away. Could just play a tapped Overgrown Tomb, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, and keep Fatal Push up. Doesn't seem like it. I think I'm just going to maximize on my mana. We'll create ourselves a map token. And then Professor's going to die, so I can clear one of these Phoenixes out of the way. So I'm not going to attack. I'm not going to pop the map. Just hold up the Fatal Push. Deal with one of these Phoenixes, the Pheoni. Which they no doubt will just get back because it's as a Phoenix. That's what they do. Opt, Treasure Cruise, Consider. These are all great hits. They get Treasure Cruise. I'm a little sad I can't like see the Treasure Cruise in here. It's derived information. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's still 2 away. Go to combat. Declare attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. One is coming at me. One is coming at Professor. Sure. We have no way to block. It's gonna die. On end step. We'll fatal push. A Pheonix. Don't know if that was right. Technically gives them fodder. That's a little annoying. Can't really use that mana. Yeah. Alright, let's Thoughtseize away their thing. They have a flashback too, though. Ooh. Flashback on Treasure Cruise. Flashback replaces Treasure Cruise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they have plenty of mana to do stuff with. Oh boy. Thankfully we have... What did I reveal? Where's my reveal? Thoughtseize? Yes, I don't want that in my hand. Get rid of that. This taps, combat, declare attackers, get another map. Okie dokie. Got no blocks. Might as well just map. Reveal another Thoughtseize. Put that back in the graveyard. Whew. All right, we had 4 Thoughtseizes against the Pheonix deck. Not the worst card, but it does help them. So let's see what they can do. They drew an unknown card. They're tapping to... Oh, Artist Talent. Love it, but hate it. Hate it for us. Love it for them. We're also tapped out, so we're just going to yield till next end step. Save a little bit of time. Alrighty. Flashback, discard Fiery Impulse. Here comes Treasure Cruise. It's just a matchup where I think we need our Shieldreds. Shieldred does so much work. Artist Talent with a Shieldred on the battlefield. Forget about it. So they've cast Flashback. They've discarded a Fiery Impulse. Played a Steam Vents. Oh, into the Flood Maw. Get back to Phoenixes. Man, we are looking pretty dead. Do you have anything? Nothing. Cool. Good job. All right, so now we get to do a little bit of stuff. So we are going to be putting in our unlicensed hearses. We're going to be putting in our go blanks. Now, Culling Ritual, we only have one of in the main deck. This does get rid of Artist Talent. It does get rid of if they're playing Storm Chasers Talent. I know not a lot of Phoenix lists are doing that. Gets rid of a lot of their 2 mana blockers and things like that. I do think that it has a place in the list, so we are going to keep it in there for now. Emeritus helps us rebuy some of these things that we have to deal with. I do like Terra Sunder. It is another way to deal with any of their enchantment-based things. Abrupt Decay, love it against this deck. Now, I'm probably going to be taking out some number of Thoughtseizes. The Fatal Pushes also aren't the greatest in the world. The thing is we don't have a lot to deal with Phoenix if it gets onto the battlefields. We are really going to have to kill it and exile it from our opponent's graveyards. Do you think that going to an Invoke Despair is not really where we want to be when they're playing things like Spell Pierce and things like that in their list? I do think that the ability to like dome them for 4 and drawing cards is pretty solid. I think we are going to just hedge on taking out these Thoughtseizes and some Fatal Pushes. Fatal Push can deal with like a couple of creatures that they may or may not be bringing in to their list. Like, I'm trying to think what sideboard creatures they might be running nowadays. If they bring in like a token generation game plan, our decks are usually not the greatest at dealing with that, but I don't know if that's super popular anymore. So they're probably going to wind up bringing in like a bunch of Ledger Shredder type things. That in and of itself gets hit by Abrupt Decay. It also gets hit by Fatal Push. I think leaving in a couple copies of Fatal Push is a little bit better. The other thing I could do, and I'm thinking of doing, is putting in Duress. Sure, Thoughtseize, we didn't think it was great. It hits a bunch of things we don't want to hit. Duress hits everything except for Pheonix's. Kind of does the same thing. Though I think maybe I can just try being a little bit bigger. I think I'll put back in one of the Fatal Pushes, or I could just go 2 Invoke Despair. It depends how big and long I think the game is going to go. I think I'm not the aggressor in this one. I'm going to try it with 2 Fatal Pushes and call it a day. Let's see. Maybe I get hard punished, right? Like maybe I just sit here with a couple of Invoke Despairs in my hand. I can't do anything. Oh well, c'est la vie. Oh, sorry. I was looking at other screen here. His hand is slow. Has an Abrupt Decay, though. Let's try it. There's an argument that for bringing in the Go Blanks, I wanted to keep the Thoughtseizes instead of keeping the Fatal Pushes. It's going like Thoughtseize, kill your Artist Talent, and then Go Blank. Really good. So they mulligan to 6. Let's just see what happens. What is my button for this again? It's changed a couple of times. 1. Okay. Get a little sleight of hand. Get a little sleight of hand. What do we got? Okay. Urborg. Not bad. Turns all everything into swamps. And we are playing a bit of a slow game. We knew that this could happen. Artist Talent, great. Now we can just Abrupt Decay this. Awesome. They're not going to have like a ton of value. We're not going to get a ton of value from like a Go Blank right now. So I think I'm just going to slam down a Unholy Annex. Like on curve Go Blank doesn't seem great when their graveyard's just Sleight of Hand and Artist Talent. Take some damage. Awesome. Badger Mole Cub. We can Badger Mole a land and Go Blank. Second Artist Talent. All right, now they might be thinking they're a little safe. No? All right. All right, we have a choice to make now. We can expose a Shieldred if they have a Lava Axe that's really bad for us. That puts 3 cards in their graveyard, and they could Treasure Cruise next turn. So, with that in mind, I think we're going to go... Badger Mole onto Blooming Marsh. See what their response is. Okay, there's the Fiery Impulse. This is the one downside to this play, is now we don't really have a follow-up turn. Prismari Charm discard is good for us. We'll just let this go. So they have 4+4. They have to use their whole turn just to play a Treasure Cruise. Unless they Lightning Axe here. Still uses their whole turn, but... One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it doesn't actually use their whole turn. That's... Oh, man. I might have messed up by just playing that Badger Mole Cub. Now they're going to Treasure Cruise, restock their whole hand. And we miss our Shieldred window for that. All right. Rewarded. We have 2 mana to pay for a Spell Pierce. They go down to 1 card in hand. Discard Stormcarved Coast and Lightning Axe. So we correctly played around our opponent's Lightning Axe. Sorry for the bubbles. Opponent deciding not to do anything. So let's... Just hold up Fatal Push. Need to bounce our demon on step. Okay, that's fine. We'll take 2. We get a 10. They get to free the Fae. Oh, and they whiff. All right. Rebuilding that graveyard. Treasure Cruise? Yeah, that's fine. They go up to 3 cards in hand. Get a free the Fae, bring back Sleight of Hand. We can eat the Arclight Phoenix. Oh, well, they're going to get the Arclight Phoenix back. And then declare attackers. Do we have anything die this turn? We did not. Alright, so that's a little annoying. Mutavault's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play Mutavault, that gives us the demon that we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can play Sheoldred, Abrupt Decay. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Yeah. Cast Sheoldred. Abrupt Decay here. Black. No attacks. End step. Activate. Gain a whole bunch of life. I feel like I played this a little bit messy, but I've been able to answer my opponent's stuff. So let's see. 2 sleight of hands. Could be another big treasure cruise. Probably just looking for a way to bounce Sheoldred or deal with Sheoldred. A Profs would be pretty bad for us, but they already got rid of one of their Profs. Don't know how many they run nowadays. Maybe 1, maybe another sideboard. Another Consider. If they would have been a Pheonix here, could start racing. They did not. Just take 2. Did they find a Lightning Axe? Or is this another treasure? Ooh! Alright. They're really digging for that Lightning Axe. They found it? They found it. That's fine. They're at 7. They were able to bin another Pheonix, though. So we have Professor and Graveyard Trespasser. What is our path to the most mana here? Let's see. We can Badger Mole. All right, Swamp is pretty good. So if we do this, we Badger Mole Cub onto a Blooming March. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana that we can activate. So yeah, this is good. Badger Mole onto here. Great. All right, then we can do both of these. Cast Professor. Professor can tick up. Could also kill a Pheonix. If I gain 3, I go to 8. Then I'll go to 10, 11. Let's just gain life. Then we can do 1, 2, 3. We'll eat our cub. Gain life. Combat. I probably should have swung with the Mutavault, put them to 4. A little bit of missed damage on my end. If I put them to 2, they would be dead. So I may have messed up there. Free the Fae. Finds Floodmaw. Floodmaw's good for them here. So I am a little bit right about like playing the long game. I just haven't drawn the Invoke Despairs, and the Invoke Despairs look kind of bad in this circumstance. They grabbed another Picklock Prankster. So they're just digging for an axe or something. They're gonna ask me a question. A Treasure Cruise, 1 mana available. Find a bounce spell. But they had a bounce spell they could take. This is strange. Prismari Charm. 2 damage to me. And then make draw 2, discard 2. So they're trying to find the last Pheonix. Or they have the last Pheonix. And if that's the case, great job. They found the last Pheonix. Cool. All right. I am dead. Oh, they had both the Phoenixes. Okay, cool. Well, I'm super dead. Don't think there was anything else. If I play... If I play the Ritual Chamber, they just get the bounce spell, bounce my demon, and then I'm basically dead anyway. Attacking with Mutavault puts them down to 2. Did I miss any damage anywhere? I mean, earlier in the game, if I were to have played Shieldred, sure, I could have gotten a little bit of extra damage, but we did play around their Lightning Axe. Didn't account for Prismari Charm. Killing a Pheonix with the Professor would have done nothing there because they would have just gotten things back, I think. Yeah, maybe playing the Graveyard Trespasser early on and being able to eat a Pheonix or something, although I'm not... I remember saying that I wanted to play the Graveyard Trespasser to eat a Pheonix. I don't know if there was an opportunity to do so. Either way, we lost out. That kind of stinks. Old Taduatalo. They were playing mono red Prowess last time we saw. With this hand, it doesn't do a lot against that. We only have Thoughtseize and no green mana. We'll mulligan this hand. This hand is a lot less stuff, but at least we have our colors. We'll keep... Let's put back an Overgrown Tomb. Call it a day. This time around, they're on Boros. Cool. So we'll just play tapped Overgrown Tomb and pass. Argument for playing the Thoughtseize there, but then I'd have to shock in the Tomb later potentially. If I play the Thoughtseize, I'm worried about like a Slick Shot show off. It makes a lot of sense. Let's see. All right. Oh, they're playing... Mardu Greasefang or just Mardu Cool But Rude? If that's the case, then I probably want to save this Boseiju. Time to see. No, it's literally just aggro. I think I just need to get rid of the Shelter by Ghost, though. It's the only removal spell that they have in hand. Not having my removal in this matchup is also kind of bleh. So right now, okay, they drew a Verge, so now they can just keep up the Agonjo, which is annoying. But now they just have double white. So the clock isn't exactly super fast. Which is annoying because blocking with Sentinels is going to die. But I think I'm at the point where I have to. Okay, so keeping a Gonjo, making it block. So since it's going to die anyway, ooh, they get the Iro's demonstration out of. All right, so now I'm just dead. It's 3, 5. No, so I'm at 1. Yeah, I'm just dead. Awesome. All right. Well, that was a fast one. Unfortunate for us. So let's get rid of some of these because these aren't the greatest. They are Prowess, so it does speak to the fact that they may have things we can discard. However, they are Boros Prowess, and more importantly, Season Hollowblade can't survive a Ray of Enfeeblement. This might not be the greatest thing in the world because they do have red cards as well, but I am banking on the fact that they have a lot more white cards in their list as well. Withering Curse. This is going to be a board wipe against them. I do think that Culling Ritual is another card that we might want to put in there. So I think we can actually start taking out some of our professors in this matchup specifically. Gaining the life against like a Shelter by... Gaining life like Shelter by Ghost deck, not the greatest. I think between these two, the Unholy Annex is a little bit more poignant. The Culling Ritual does get rid of our demon token in later stages of the game. I think, though, that like I can even just leave 2 professors in and just look like this. I could put duresses in if I really want to and like take out some of the top end, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this and see what happens. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? On the play, I would like to have like some form of removal. Oh, all right. So we can answer their first 2 plays, but we don't have mana. We have 24 remaining lands in our deck, so we do statistically have a very high chance of drawing one, and we have ways to fade their first 2 attacks. So I'm going to gamble on this one, and I'm going to keep the 1-lander. This like specifically sucks if they do the same like Kumano into Hollowblade, but we do have the Ray of Enfeeblement for that line of play specifically, which could be pretty nice. So let's see. We'll try. Like I said, statistically, we have a very, very high chance of drawing a land. Now, one of those lands we could draw is Restless Cottage, which comes into play tap. So we could be shooting ourselves in the foot with this as well, but we'll see. We'll see. Opponent won that game so fast that they decided they could just use the restroom, which, to be fair, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. All right, they began with 7, Blooming Marsh, and let's pass. All right, we need to draw land. Land into Badger Mole Cub, we're fantastic. We have enough to cast everything in our hand. More lands is great. Come on. Says me, who's like usually down on clock after game number 1 by like a good 2 or 3 minutes. Monasteady Swift Spear. No response. JK. Response. Hard punished. All right, sorry. We can fade 1 more turn of no land. But if there's another one, I think it's lights out for us. It's like the exact scenario of cards we can answer, so now we need land. Cool. All right. More lands would be nice. Especially if they kill our Badger Mole Cub. I would really love another land so I can, like, Ray of Enfeeblement a white creature and get rid of their stuff. Yep. Would really, really like another land so I can play multiple things. Ideally, a land with a basic land type. Oh, burning away our Badger Mole Cub kind of stinks. We are learning. Learn Iras in our future or something. Firebending lesson. All right, that gets rid of our cub. So really would like to hit Overgrown Tomb, Swamp, Forest, Urborg. Awesome. So I can add black, Ray of Enfeeblement here. Drew our 2 sideboard cards. Play a creature. Eat a creature. Swing. They have a firebending lesson, so we're going to lose our Badger Mole Cub, but we can play an Unholy Annex. I'm okay with this for now. Guardian of New Benalia. Unlucky. Firebending lesson on our Badger Mole Cub. We saw that one coming. This really has to be a cool but rude learn list or something, because I don't know why else they have all of the discard outlets in it. Firebending lesson onto the Badger Mole Cub. We only have 3 lands, but we can play Unholy Annex, which is fine. Wondering if there's like a... No, there's only 1 lesson, so... Discarding a card gives us Indestructible, so I'm not worried about attacking into it with my Graveyard Trespasser, eating one of their Seasoned Hollow Blades. You're not hating that. Eat that. Wink. And start taxing their cards in hand if they want to block and keep this thing alive. Otherwise, we get to deal a total of 4 to them. So that's pretty solid. Would you like to block and discard another card from your hand, opponent? They would. It would really suck if they just like discard Parhelion, play Greasefang, murder me. I'll practice offense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so they are playing like a cool but rude list, probably. We will cast our Unholy Annex then. Get ourselves a card, lose some life. That's fine. We start recruiting card advantage. Next turn, we are ideally ahead of them. Cool. Find a Blooming Marsh, tap land. It's not the greatest thing, but we're chugging through our deck. Now we have lands that we need to cast things. We don't have a land that we're drawing at the start of our next turn. One encounter each target future target please. Target creature use double strike or lifelink till end of turn. Okay. Gonna give it double strike. Got 6. I mean, I don't have another cub quite yet. I'm okay with just doing this. Just chomp. Okay, so Monstrous Rage. Yeah, they're just playing like a Boros practiced offense aggro. They may or may not have cool but rude. Think if I draw an untapped land. Okay, shield is perfect. This is great. I was like, if I draw an untapped land, I am 100% just making a demon. Playing this. See, because we're getting kind of low on life. This has trample and list. If they have another like big creature as a follow-up, sure, we might die, but we're gonna put ourselves in the best situation possible. We'll just go neutral on life. We have the ability to make a demon next turn, and we can trade off with their, well, not trade off because they can discard a card to make it indestructible. We kind of have a forced block here. Is that true? If they have double pump spell, do we die? Double pump spell kills us. Double pump spell would kill them. Oh man, is that the DJ Jazz in chat? Watching my stream as opposed to me watching your stream? This is crazy. Who would have thought? Look at us. Oh man, who would have thought? My favorite Twitch DJ. Double pump spell. So you want me to lose? Is that it? Go figure, go figure. Okay, gain some life. Alright. We drew a professor. The professor. Double plump spell is what you get for going to that German bakery and making me really hungry while I was streaming. Okay, so if they have one card in hand, they can negate an attack from us here. If we don't play Professor and we just play Ritual Chamber, this will flip. If I play Golgari, now I like men. It is Pride Month, so be proud that you like men now that you're playing Golgari, Gliss. Just be proud. I'm going to activate Ritual Chamber. It seems like the safest play. We'll be able to gain 4 life because of this. We don't have to commit to attacking. It'll flip our Graveyard Trespasser, and bada bing, bada boom. We can even draw, like, we can't draw a Ray of Enfeeblement. We've already cast those, but you know what I'm saying. Now we have a flyer, so it's lethal in the air, which means we can win. How much you got it for? All of that from the German bakery in Florida. Well, it's towards the end of the day, so did you get, like, the day-old discount for that stuff? I'm going to say all of that, $20. All right, cool. Our opponent didn't find anything. All right, we have one more game. I don't think we really change anything on the play or on the draw. We already saw that the Professor wasn't the greatest in that matchup. I don't think we need to get rid of anything else. We're just going to hit submit. $8? That's crazy. I got to go back and look at everything now. $8. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let me. Well, you got 3, 6, 9. Mrs. FF looking fine. You got 11 things for $8, and you. That's impressive. That's extremely impressive. Didn't even have to take the sweatshirt off for this. So is this like cherry blintzes, chocolate babka? One of those is savory. That's definitely spinach in there. Oh man, that makes me miss East Coast. Give me those German Jewish bakeries any time of the day. Oh, so good. All right, we have a Withering Curse. We have a Fatal Push. We have the lands to cast things. We have double Fatal Push. We can answer anything that isn't their discard outlets. I think we keep this. They're on the play. We want to react as quickly as possible. I still can't believe we got all that stuff for that cheap. That's ridiculous. And I'm hungry. I have all of my deli sandwich meat stuff in the fridge right now. I'm about to go load my face full of meat after this. Favored Hoplite. Man, what year is it? Also, Gliss, don't look. Oh man, the card preview went off again. Turn this card preview back on, Gliss. Don't look. Don't look. It's Pride Month, but don't look. You're a married man. Not really, but also don't look. I'm about to kill your husband. Sorry. You looked. This guy doesn't keep his clothes on to go to the German bakery. All right, my opponent had no turn 2 play. All right. We're going to hard punish them with a Badger Mole Cub. Badger, 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 badger mole. Okay. Let's see what they do. I mean, look how cute this guy is. It's just a little guy. I think our opponent was really banking on that favorite Hoplite surviving. Ooh, do we do it to him? If I do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But if they respond, then I can't. So I think I just... play the Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah, they have priority here, so... probably have a removal spell. I'm feeling frisky, so we'll shock. Not gonna walk into an Agonjo, so I'll just pass the turn. Here's your wife. You can look at her. Okay. Start with combat. Swing of their Graveyard Glutton. Don't need to exile anything. Just have a 4/4. They want to discard a card, sure. They cannot. Let's go for a Badger Mole. Onto this Overgrown Tomb. Alright, now all of our lands tap for 3. We can cast a Withering Curse. Well, not really, because cast for double green, but... what did they keep? That they were that dependent on that Hoplite sticking around. Does attacking with this actually change my clock? Let's just attack with it. No targets, no creatures to worry about. All right. Do I miss damage on this? Who knows? Just don't want to die. You know? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Puts a +1/+1 counter on my creature to learn. Finds abandoned attachments. You're going to draw 2. Okay. This looks good for Homestar Runner. Looks like we're about to get a win. Big dubs because friends showed up in the chat. And we win. All right. GG's. It's 2-2. Vitor Carvalho. We are against Vitor. Was he really playing blue-black last time? Interesting. I thought he might be playing... well, blue-black would be what he's playing in Standard, right? Be interesting if he's playing it in Pioneer as well. You mulligan to 6. We'll keep a Thoughtseize Badger Mole Cub hand. We had the ability to curve into Professor if we get something good. No, he is. If we get Thoughtseize though, we'll be a little sad. Thoughtseize him back. Cool. Probably goes here. Nope, got the Thoughtseize. Doesn't bode well for me resolving my my Badger Mole Cub. Probably has an additional discard spell or something, or a removal spell for it. And we're still playing it, so. It lived for a little bit. It died. My throat has been gone for. Ooh, unluck. Snags our Professor. Not that we can play it next turn anyway, but now we're just stuck with removal against a very controlling matchup, so at least like mid-rangey type matchup, so I don't think we're in the greatest of spots here. Like, ooh, Flood Pit's Drowner to tap down our Forest. That's fine. Yeah, I had to lose the mana. Oh, it's like if we draw Graveyard Trespasser too, mwah, but a little unfortunate. Let's just Fatal Push this. Not have to deal with it. I'm worried about Kaito. Well, at the very least, can't play Kaito this turn. Okay, hits the Trespasser. Triple Thoughtseize is rough in these mirror type matches. Ooh, and we had Shieldred. Can't do much about that. Just patiently wait. Could just slam Kaito. Okay, Dark Slick Shores means no Kaito. He only has one card in hand. I also only have one card in hand if I play the Shieldred. What do we got? What do you think we got, chat? What do you think he's got? He's done 6 damage to himself with Thoughtseize so far. Play our land. Can't play around counter magic. I don't think we do anyway. Only we can afford to at this point. So argument for tapping this and keeping Fatal Push up. Probably misplay there. Tidebinder is something that I'm worried about. You have to Tidebinder the trigger though. Probably should just tap this and kept Swamp open. But with this play, I was thinking of attacking for 1. You could just activate the Mutavault though. Yeah, I should have tapped this and kept a Blooming Marsh up. Or kept up the Llanowar Wastes. That's not me thinking straight. My card preview, I forgot again. There we go. It's because I'm grabbing from client capture. That way it doesn't matter where it is on my screen, so I can like overlap it with stuff and just like have my chat and stuff over it. Alrighty. Kind of have to use the potty, but it's not going to be a fast potty. So here's the misstep. This should have been this tapped here. All right, so he doesn't actually have the Tidebinder. This could just be kite. Oh, shouldered of his own. Nice. Lose gain, lose gain, lose gain. So I got my cheeky damage in. Let's go, 1 damage. Got him. Dimir midrange deck was something that I had played a little bit in Pioneer, but I was playing more of the bounce version with Storm Chaser's talents and stuff. God, that deck is fun. Maybe I should just try rebuilding that again for tomorrow, but I basically have mono black all built up, so I might just keep that. Ghost, what is your icon? Raging Wolf Helm. That was your nickname in high school? Half the YouTube people watching this are just like, great, why is he talking to Twitch chat? I should have Twitch chat on my screen, but I don't know. Maybe I get demonetized on YouTube. Just kidding. We keep it real, right, chat? So now we get into the Shieldred Wars. Ideally, I mean, we're both on the same amount of cards. Finding an Unholy Annex for them is a lot better than for me, because they have the Mutavault. Would love to find an Unholy Annex, however. On the plus side, though, if they do Unholy Annex and activate the Mutavault, they know I have a Fatal Push in hand. They know I have Fatal Push, unknown card. They don't know what my second card is, however. Could be anything. Could even be another Fatal Push. Go for the throw here would be bad. It's one of the things this list doesn't have. It has Abrupt Decay, but doesn't have Go for the Throw or one of those types of cards. An attack with the Shoulder would be wild. Do they Shieldred Kaito tap down my Shieldred? Like, So I just let them swing at Shieldred if that's the case. They sitting here like super worried about Kaito. Watch them not even have the card in their deck. They're playing Flood Pitch Drowner, but they're not playing Kaito. Already thinking about sideboards. Probably turns into like a Duress Thoughtseize type matchup. In that case, Professor might be good if they don't have Bitter Triumph type effects. Might also be good to have Invoke Despair in this matchup. Right, second Shieldred. Is it crazy to attack with both? Don't know if there's any sort of counter magic in these lists. If there is, attacking is awful. If there isn't, attacking and recasting is profitable because it makes my Shieldred the one that is active. If I attack and they don't do anything though, that's bad. I don't know if they're the type of deck that's going to have Go Blank's main deck either. Go Blanks in the main deck would be a reason to hold this land in hand. They've used 3 out of 4 Thoughtseizes, so can't imagine them having very many more main deck discard spells in Dimir. Maybe 1 or 2 Duresses. Only hits Fatal Push in that regard. Just worried about double discard spell more than anything. Moving to combat. Swing up my forest. Bop. Signing combat damage. I think we just... I'm not worried about Go Blank. And you know what? If I get hard punished for it, I get hard punished for it. Let me live and learn then. Live and learn. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-ba-da-ba-bum. Enjoy my serenading chat. Wonder this Mutavault is just giving him priority on instead. He has a stop, so it's not arena. Don't mind me, just shuffling the Nuka-Cola Ultra Pro sleeves. Ultra Pro Apex sleeves. You want cool sleeves? ultrapro.com. Code OTTV. Utilize my referral code. Get me some muns. Even though I still need to fill out my tax information for them so that they can send me said muns. Is there a second challenge going on? Or is Vitor just busy? Pauper prelim, limited prelim. The modern prelim isn't for 2 hours. I'm not doing the modern prelim. I'm eating. Pick up the 10. Cecil. I like that. Love that card. Gotta kill it though, because these will flip next turn. It's frustrating because that makes me use my answer to the Meta Vault. But that becomes super annoying with Shieldred because attacking with Cecil will make Shieldred indestructible. Gain a bunch of life in the process. Alright, what do we got? Restless Cottage isn't the worst thing in the world. I don't have a free attack with this anymore because the Fatal Push is out of my hand. Just gonna play this Restless Cottage and pass. Now I have a 4/4 that exiles something from his graveyard. It's not the best. Would really like it to be a 5/5 to deal with this Shieldred. What I would really like to see is Professor. I only have 3 left. I would like to see Unholy Annex. Alrighty. Undoes a turn. Yeah, that's annoying. I don't think I block either because I really want to have this around against like a Shieldred Edict. It's like Ninjutsu with Kyoto sucks, but Moonstalker Hacker's fine. They do gain life though. Oof. Alright. Argument to block. So we're back to a Fatal Push. Replay our Shieldred. I just don't think we have any clear attacks. If I activate, swing, exile, kill the Shieldred. But I lose a land. I think I'm okay with that. Then we get a food token to turn the other Fatal Push online. Again, probably should have tapped that and left another Fatal Push open, but sure. Don't think I attack. Don't think I attack. I think I just play patiently. I have the inevitability here with the Shieldred active. We're both kind of drawing a little bit dead. So now I'm priced into blocking. Don't want Kaito coming down for free. Okay, gets the Fatal push my Shieldred. I'm fine with this because I have a backup Shieldred. Just leave up Fatal push plus food. Then we have Emeritus get back Professor. Any reason to be afraid of swinging? Just a land in hand. Cool. Cool. Oh, that was a slog. All right. Don't think I want those. I think I want these. Oof. Don't know if I want that. Kind of want these. But what do I take out? If I'm putting in all of these removal spells and things. I think maybe I just go for these. But then I need to take out at least 2 if I don't run the go blanks. So I think I take out like one of these. Maybe one of these. Kaito's, Shieldred's, the things like that. Like maybe I just take out a Professor and have the Invoke Despair. Maybe I just take out 2 Professors, use the Invoke Despair. That sounds a lot better. Keep the Fatal pushes in. Terra Sunder. I don't know if they have Unholy Annex. They have Mutavaults, but Mutavault's mostly for ninjas. Having this is just a catch-all answer to anything. It kills Kaito. Nothing else in my deck kills Kaito on the battlefield besides Invoked. I'm just going to keep it like this. See what's up. All right. They triple thought sees us. We still have one thing left. Let's keep. 1 black mana is annoying. We can't double spell a little bit later on, but we'll see how much that comes back to bite us. Here comes Thoughtseize. Probably takes away our Sentinel. Unless they have like 1/2 Kaito. In which case they probably take the Fatal push because we don't have any plays for the first 2 turns. They take Fatal push. I want to draw Thoughtseize. Okay, they took the Annex, so we don't have the inevitability. Keep this up. Invoke Despair. We're a little far away from you. My friend. We've got a Siren. I think I want to get rid of it now. Just be efficient with my mana so he doesn't Kaito. Really wanting some extra black mana now. Play, eat, tax them wanting to tap it down. Sheoldred? Yeah. Sheoldred, Kaito? Yeah, Sheoldred. Okay. Play Sheoldred Wars. Would love to draw an untapped black source right now. Oh, give me an untapped black source right now. Black source. Oh! You played Sheoldred and Kaito in the same turn? Who decided that? You don't think I'll invoke despair? I'm one short. Which is unfortunate. But let's play you. Map onto here. Nice. Too bad it's a tapped land. Get your Kaito emblem. That's fine. Swinging at me for 8? I'll take it. If I have an untapped land, it's a blowout. It's less of a blowout now. That sucks. Oh, and it's a Mutavault. Tag everyone at Kaito here. If they trade these, I get to bring back a Fatal Push. That's fine. Kaito dies. Play my Mutavault. 1, 2, 3. Emeritus. Return Fatal Push. 1, 2. Fatal Push Sheoldred. Mwah. Thank you, Emeritus. I mean, opponent drew a bunch of cards with Enduring Curiosity, so we're not out of the out of the woods yet. And we had to utilize our Mutavault to do this, so we have one map token. If we can map token into an untapped black source, we can still invoke Despair. But it's not going to get rid of Sheoldred now. Oh, that's pretty good. So let's think. If we map token, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, we map token, right? We have activate this to map token. We have 1, 2, 3, draw an untap land. 4, we can't abrupt decay as well. If we abrupt decay, think we just want to map token here anyway. Ooh. I want that. I'll get rid of the Sheoldred. There's no reason to snap that off now, right? If I attack and trade Sheoldreds and then get rid of Moon Circuit Hacker, I think I'm still winning. I can just invoke Despair, right? So let's see what happens if I attack here. I'm still Sheoldred rich. I have more Sheoldreds remaining, right? So we snap off the Sheoldreds. That's fine. I can abrupt decay, pass. And now I potentially win. So I eat 2 things. That's 6, 9 right here. And then I still have Invoke Despair and Professor. So Professor kills whatever blocker they have. And I think we're good. I mean, removal spell. That's the main thing we're trying to dodge at this point. Because this flips. Go into attacks. Attack face. Eat Moon Circuit Hacker and Sheoldred. Gain 2. Flash into Curiosity, sure. You may block. You trade. Okay. Is your last spell a counter spell? Black. 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 Invoke Despair. Invoke Concession. Love me a good old Invoke Despair. Let's go. I could be 16, I think. That's what I'm shooting for. Just for funsies. They were also playing blue-black last time they were seen. All right, let's see. We won once against it. It was a little stressful. We have lands, we have spells. We can't cast anything if our Badger Mole Cub dies. We don't have any of our 8 1-drops or our other 2-drops. Keep. Alright, it's a Steam Vents matchup. It's a Prowess matchup. We kept the wrong hand, folks. We kept the wrong hand, folks. Owie. Oh, no. The likelihood of this Badger Mole Cub surviving is 0. And even if it does, we can't cast a Shieldred. Hey, target creature blocks this turn if able. But I think you just find like a removal spell, yeah? Oh, octopus form. I gotta be aware of that. Alright, a little block, the more damage. It's basically a removal spell. Alrighty. Bloomin' Marsh. Alright, so we could have technically played our Shieldred this turn. But we're just getting an Emeritus out, and it will probably die. An Octopus form, one more spell. Octopus form is a +1/+1, so that's 2/2. One more spell makes monster Swift Spear, kill our Emeritus. Then Emberheart Challenger would be large. Yeah. I'll just let that go. Maybe a Monstrous Rage comes down. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Not awful. We have 2 Professors and 2 Shieldreds. And our opponent didn't really have that much to do last turn. In theory, we have things to do. Is there a world where I attack and there's like a burn spell that murders me? Yes, so we're not going to do that. Like a firebending lesson, a torch the tower, pumps the Swift Spear. Nothing dies on their end, so... Especially with Soulscar Mage in play. I'm afraid. So I want to kill the most impactful thing, and then I want this here to try to trade. I have a backup Shieldred. That shrinks it. That's a little unfortunate. Do you have a way to give it trample or shrink it again? Because that would be a blowout. Oh, blowout. Double burst lightning with a Soulscar Mage in play. Shieldred deals no damage. Octopus form can save this. I just get obliterated. Okay, don't even need the octopus form. Not worth it. They used a lot. I know they have an octopus form, 2 spells in hand because they haven't played lands for a hot minute. Octopus form, unknown. Oh, okay. So we fade 1. All right, so Octopus Form renders Abrupt Decay useless right now because it gives it hexproof. Playing Professor gains us 3 life and makes it a must-kill target. Spell Pierce. Okay. We have a backup, which is nice. So they have Octopus Form Unknown. So I don't think they can attack. We may still stave this game off. All right, it's just Octopus Form in hand. They're going for... They're going for what's the top card in my library, can I win? What do you reveal? Land. Let's go. So you're probably just going to swing with a bunch of stuff? No. All right. Now there's an argument for killing. Badger Mole Cub. Animate Mutavault. Abrupt Decay on Emberheart Challenger. One, two, three, 4 damage. No spells. We would trade off with 2. Don't think that's worth it. I can rebuy. Slowly dying. I can do 1, 2. All right, Storm Chaser's talent. They can rebuy a spell. That kind of stinks. Can rebuy a Burst Lightning. Academic Dispute. Double Abrupt Decay. Can't make a block if it's tapped. And you know I have an Abrupt Decay in my hand. So, ball's in your court. Can I play this? Oh, I can just Thoughtseize you. So can I play this Professor? I don't think so. Go to 1. Oh, if I played the Unholy Annex, I kill him. No, it was a mislethal. If I somehow lose now, it's real bad for me. Kicked Burst Lightning, if I don't block anything, kills me. But I have Abrupt Decay, I have blockers, I have plenty of things. Animate Mutavault, make it a 3/3. Cool, alright. I want a Culling Ritual. I want some Withering Curses. I don't think I want as many of these. I think I cut one each of these and put in 2 Duresses and call it a day. This is bad against decent amount of stuff. Put the second Culling Ritual in. Yes, I did. I think I'm putting in these cards. I only put 2 in. I could technically leave a Thoughtseize in. I could put in the Sheoldred's Edict. I might as well just put in the extra removal spell. Look at it like this. Call it a day. Meritus of Abundance is doing some good work. I think I like that card a lot more than I rated it originally when looking at this list. Good job, Tentacle King. Alright, we have 2 Answers and a Stone Wall against their deck. So I am feeling good. They mulliganed as well. I know they have Spell Pierce, and I know they have Octopus Form sideboard. Don't know if they've brought it into the main deck, but maybe not the right call when I have the Urborg, but we're just going to remove things on site for a hot minute. Like unplug my keyboard by accident. A little finicky there. Okay, Monster Swift Spear, combat. Oh, are they stuck? They're stuck. Let's go. Might be bad. Doesn't matter. Getting rid of their threats as they play them. They're mulliganed. They're stuck on 1 land. Okay, now they play an Emberheart Challenger and it's bad for me. Wow, 4 1-drops. All right. I didn't respect your game. We're going to play Sentinel first. We'll play Emeritus the turn that we can activate it to bring back Abrupt Decay or Fatal Push. Scorching Shot's pretty good for him. Now we are kind of priced into playing Emeritus, but we can map token the Emeritus to help it live. All right. Crack map. No, I want that, I think. Got a 4/5. You got spells. I know you have spells. Okay. We'll pay it. We get a little punished for not grabbing the What are the chances they have one more instant speed spell in their hand? I'm not going to chance it. I'll keep my 4/5. I'm going to kill one of their things and play an Unholy Annex next turn. I could just make a 6/6 next turn. Flow State is very good for them here. Flow State is great. They get 2 cards. They have exactly instant sorcery because of that. I should have gotten Fatal Push. I'm just afraid of specifically cards like Spell Pierce and being able to prevent that. Okay, bouncing that, dealing a bunch of damage to me. Kind of stinks. Again, now punished for the fact that I didn't bring back Fatal Push. But I have land, so I can do recast. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. Undo. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll have 7 next turn. Ooh, second Flow State's so good. If they have a removal spell for my Emeritus, I am in bad shape. If not, I'm in good shape because I'm going to Abrupt Decay their dude and play Ritual Chamber next turn. If I draw Professor, I think I play Professor instead. Gain life, Abrupt Decay. Either way, I'm 100% blocking here. Boomerang Basics, land. Yeah, it's like Boomerang Basics, land, Burst Lightning sucks. All right, does playing Cub change anything? Play land. If I go 1, 2, Cub on this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cub actually prevents me from doing both of those things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I just Abrupt Decay Unholy Annex, so this is 3. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, is it 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, that I can do. Play Cub, onto Urborg. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we go this onto here. Then we'll play Unholy Annex. Get some damage in. Awesome. End step. Mutavault. Gain 2. Drain 2. Fatal Push. Let's go. I'm not safe. Land. Buyback Boomerang Basics. Bounce something. Land. Buyback. Scorching Shot. Can't cast it. So it's basically land, buyback, Spell Pierce, land, buyback, Boomerang Basics. Land, buyback, Boomerang Basics Boomerang Basic, Storm Chaser's Talent, make 2 blockers. That's a plan. Academic Dispute forces my Badgermole Cup to block. All right, a couple more spells in hand means that my Badgermole Cup just dies. Oh, Iroh's Demonstration would be bad. Okay, Boomerang Basic. So Boomerang my Emeritus. Oh, so the Boomerang their Storm Chaser's Talent. Okay. So they're playing... They're going to kill my Badgermole Cub. Make another blocker. Then they can rebuy Boomerang Basics, get rid of my Demon, which kind of sucks. But my Demon will at least drain them for the time being. One, two, three, four, five, six. And then I have another Mutavault here. Cool. And then this has to block. This goes here. I don't think I want to block at my Emeritus. It's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that also gives me... Ooh, that gives me prepared. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Yeah. So I can Fatal Push here. Combat. Attack. Re-prepare. Get back. Fatal Push. And I still have Abrupt Decay. Ooh, I can even Abrupt Decay the Storm Chaser's Talent. I think I like that and leave them with the inability to get anything back. Go to end step. Activate itself. Have the opportunity to draw a 1-drop removal spell. Cool, it's just a Boseiju. Alright. Whew. So Emeritus is going to re-prepare itself. 3rd flow state. They're really digging. If I find a Sheoldred, a Professor, I think it locks it up. I think we're looking pretty good already. I mean, I know they have this Boomerang base. Well, they use the Boomerang base. It's in their graveyard. That's fine. Combat on their turn. Everything's Gucci. Oh man, I can play this Mutavault. I can go to combat. Swing this Emeritus. Maybe should have swung with some Mutavaults, but I'm a little wary of my mana. I will get back a Fatal Push. Push that dude. Boseiju that. could make a demon, but I'm afraid of like a Into the Flood Maw type effect. Training for 2. I think we have this locked up. Burned up a Sage to the ground, my boy. No, my boy. Sorry, Soulscar Mage. Broadside Barrage on our Emeritus. I think that's fine. I think we have this locked up. We have triple Mutavault. Emeritus has gotten so much value here. Nice. Oh! Like this. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been watching on Twitch, check out my YouTube channel. We got 10th overall, so I'm really feeling this deck. I think it's something that I would definitely take to Pioneer events. It's top of the meta game on MTG Goldfish. It deals very great with all the creature decks. We struggled against the more spell-based decks, especially the Lessons deck. I played that one poorly. I think we should have won the Pheonix matchup, and if that was the case, we would have been top 8. So who knows? We probably would have had more matches then. Regardless, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.